Hi guys, welcome back to the lab. I know this is different. I'm doing it today. So today we have Jonathan.
Woo!
He is today's guest.
Welcome, Jonathan.
And yeah, today we're going to talk about how to navigate when the story pushes back in a sense, because we know in this class that the story is not ours to control. So we're going to talk about all the different ways that takes place. But first, Jonathan, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. So tell us about yourself. Who are you? What do you do on campus? What is your role in the class? How do you get involved?
Gotcha. So, hello, my name is Jonathan Morte. I'm a senior communication major. I was born in the Dominican Republic, and I came over here when I was 3 years old. Just want to give a little background about myself. Tu sabes de lo mío.
Oh.
So for a while, I am a presidential scholar. So for a while, my advisors were like, "Oh, you have to take this class," because they knew I was interested in like film and photography, and they're like, "Oh, you got to." My advisor, Miss Davis, shout out Miss Davis. She was like, "Oh, you got to meet Hezi. Like Hezi's gonna change your life. This, that, and the third. He has this program, social justice doc. He's like, he takes kids to a different country every year, making a documentary." Right up your alley. So like I reached out to Hezi, then Hezi becomes my advisor, and I joined the class last year when the country was the Philippines, and I joined the second semester, so I didn't go on the trip, but I joined and I got involved just every way that I can. I was here in the lab like all the time. I joined the fundraising team, the writing team, the doc behind the doc editing team, and I just got really involved that way. And then this year, obviously the country was Morocco, went on the trip, and it was just like a really great experience. So yeah, on campus, this is probably my main thing that I'm involved in, because it's just like, it's really like my passion and what I want to pursue in the future. So like, I was like, I put my all into it. And then like, other than that, it's just like classes and then being here in the social justice doc program. So yeah.
Okay, well, we know you're a communication major, but for your advisor to recommend this class, like, what drew you to filming specifically and like wanting to capture life through lenses? Like,
so like a very funny story. The interest started back in middle school. We had from a history teacher, we had a silent film project. So it was just like me and my friends and my buddies, we were filming on iPhone, just making a black and white film, and it was just like super fun and like casual. So from there, I was like, wow, this is like really cool. I got interested in like watching YouTube and just music videos and things like that. And I was like, oh, this is fun. Like, you know, like just childlike, just making fun YouTube videos. I was like, okay, this is cool. So then when I got like a little older, I got a camera. So I started taking photos. And then as I like was introduced to Hezi, I went and saw one of his films, and like, I was like, wow, this was like amazing. This is like a whole other side of like this fun filming stuff that just could be a lot more powerful. So like I saw how some of these films can actually tell stories and like share and amplify voices, and I was just like, wow, this is just like amazing. And then going on the trip, I'm like meeting all these crazy, you know, amazing people telling us their stories and their lives, and I'm like, whoa, I'm definitely in the right spot. I feel like this is just like something so powerful that I need to be a part of. So yeah.
period.
What for you, like, I feel like so many people want to be on camera, but you want to be behind it, making that story, that scene. What draws you to that?
I mean, other than like being like a bit of like a geek and a nerd, like loving the cameras and stuff, I feel like there's just so much more power that I have to like let my creativity like run wild. So it's like, not only am I interested in like documentary work, but like I love filming stuff. Like I love anything that has to do with the camera, basically. So like narrative work, I love like, you know, like anything from like a superhero movie to like a music video to like narrative short films. It's just like, there's so much emotion and like thoughts that can be conveyed. So like I'm a big believer that like, it's, even though if you're not well in like speaking and like articulating your thoughts, I feel like through the film medium, like someone can appreciate that. Like you could show someone better than you could tell them. So like, I feel like, you know, that's why we go to museums. That's why we listen to music. Cause it's like they can tell you their life story, or they can sing about it, or they can show you something that inspires it. And I don't know, I'm a really visual person. So like, I'm taking photos like all the time of like everything, like the sunset, the skies, like the cars, anything, shoes, sneaker. And I feel like there's so many like different avenues and like things that go into it that I feel like filmmaking is just like a really special one, because it's like every shot like means something. Every shot should be intentional. Everything, the way things go together, the way the music could go into it. It's just, I don't know. It's just beautiful. It's like it's a beautiful thing. So
what music and like what like movies or films like draw you to be inspired? Like what do you want to shoot other than behind the doc and all the doc stuff? What for you would you want to go about?
Right. So I'm a big, like, I'm Dominican, so I love Spanish music. I feel like, and the thing is, like, I like to talk about is, like, some people don't realize, like, how emo, like, Spanish music will be. So it'll be, like, an R&B song, someone is, like, sad, like, they lost the love of their life. We gotta
come in. Wait, we're good now. Wait, actually, you can come in. Do you need something? Do you need, like, no. You can stay in here.
Go ahead.
We have Natalie
really so
Natalie
good.
Zickle here, our producer. Shout out Natalie.
Hi, Natalie.
No, come so they can see you. You gotta show, but you gotta come now.
What's up?
No, but guys, this is Natalie.
Shout out Natalie. Yes.
Well, high fives all around. Good job.
Yes.
Good job.
You have a message? You have a message for the people?
A message
Speak
for
into
the
the mic.
people.
Oh yeah, speak into the mic.
Whoa. Hello. This is Out of Bounds.
I love it.
Yes.
Period. That's the
And
message.
podcast in the lab.
In the lab.
The lab.
Thank you.
Wow.
Down in the lab.
Oh, great job, guys.
Hilarious.
So what?
Jump scare. I was like, oh, what?
I see Fo looking. I'm like, yo, am I about to get like he's running down on me?
emo Dominican music.
No, for real. I'm like, yeah.
No, literally, I'm like,
Hold on. They coming.
oh my
Go
god.
ahead. Because you said,
Oh my god, that is fire.
You're so good. Yeah. Welcome.
Yay!
Very welcome, Natalie. Thank you. Thank you
so
for the
you're touching on
visit.
emo Dominican music. Expand.
Emo.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so emo.
You need your Fo's alter ego.
I
We
didn't
don't want to meet him, brother.
Oh my goodness! So the Dominican music, Spanish music, it's like love songs, R&B, but like it's because like you listen to some of the words and it'll be like, oh my god, like I love you so much. If I don't see you again, I'm gonna die. So it's like,
Yeah, because period.
that, you know what I'm saying?
I'm going
It's-
to die.
You know, it's so good. But like other than that, like Spanish music's a big intro, big hip hop guy. Like one of my biggest inspirations for like music videos in general is just like Cole Bennett with Lyrical Lemonade. Sorry, I just tapped on the table. Cole Bennett, Lyrical Lemonade. He just made like he doesn't make music videos. He'll make films about it. And he started off like in high school, like shooting like underground like artists and stuff like Famous Dex and like Juice WRLD. He made like Juice WRLD's like first few videos, and like they blew up. And then his production like ran up from like shooting on just quick little cameras to like whole film cameras, TV setups. And I was just like, not only is it inspirational, but it's like I love the finished product. So it's like I love this music, and you're just making films, and it's like, wow, this is really inspirational. But then on the movie side, I'm a big fan of like Scorsese, Tarantino. Lost my train of thought, but like, yeah, there's a lot of different movies. My favorite movie probably is like Do the Right Thing, Spike Lee. Like I just love like the color grading of the film, the topics, the social topics under, and then like just the style and everything. It's a real big movie. You got to break down and analyze, but it's also, if you're just sitting back and just watching it, you're like, oh, this is just a great thing to watch. So that's really what goes into it for me. Like if I just enjoy it on the surface, but then like I could break it down and go deeper into it, like it just gets even more better. So,
And continuing from this point, that is my question for you. As a director of photography, when you're thinking about the story and capturing it on camera, like what about your experience behind the camera and while you're holding it do you use to make sure you're getting like quote unquote the right things? Because with documentary filmmaking, you don't know what the right things are. So like what to you do you look for when you're on the field that helps you see the story like come to life?
that's a great question. So basically my thought process and all of it is really just like taking a step back. You got to start with like the groundwork. Like, all right, what are we here for? Who are our main collaborators? What is the end goal? And for us in Morocco, it would be like we start off with our two main collaborators. I feel like that's what we always went back to, is like Hanan and Fatma. So it's like it's a story about, I don't know how much before I start how much about the story.
Just say that. Don't worry.
I'm gonna leave it right there. I'm gonna leave it right there.
Names. We just kind of say that.
Yeah, okay.
It's up to you. You're in the film. You're the
top
dog.
class.
That's what I'm saying. You got a DP.
Can't do too much.
You know what I'm
You
saying?
got running by me at first.
Secrets.
We are currently editing it, so I'm like, I'm not gonna get too much, but like the main things what I'm looking at is like start from the ground up and take a step back. So it's like, what is the main purpose you're trying to say? So it's like you think of all the different elements. If you're in we were in Morocco, so I'm like, oh, what are all the different elements you really want to capture here? So it's like, you want to capture the people, the environments, like the structures, the architecture, like how did I feel when I'm physically firsthand there, like without the camera rolling, and then like everything that I see. I feel like you need to have a key skill you need to have is like an artistic eye, because to one person you just see like a bench, but like to me it's like you would go like, what different angles can I put to set up this shot to make it more cinematic and more artistic? Because sometimes that bench right there could just mean not anything, but like if you go to a certain angle and just set it up and have somebody walking by it, you got people walking in and out of it, you got some birds chirping, you have you have your sound team, like shout out James, you have your sound team, you get some ambient noises, and it's like
and Samara
and Samara
Right next to you for the whole time.
my fault, big bro. My fault. But I feel like it's just a lot of different elements that you just got to keep in mind with like how things look to like the untrained eye, the normal eye, then to like what questions would arise if you've seen this on screen. And then another like more technical side of it is like, how do all of these elements come together? So it's like, you kind of have to like shoot and film like as you have to shoot and film while you're thinking about, okay, how's all this gonna work together? So like, how is it all gonna look on the screen, on the computer screen when you're editing? So it's like, okay, how many times am I gonna shoot the same thing? So it's like, you gotta add some variety. You need to have some different people and different voices, different sounds to all put it together. So it's really like, you have to think, it sounds like difficult. It's like, it doesn't really make sense, but it's like, okay, you got to take a step back, but you also got to really lean in to see how all these different things can work together to make the story. So
what does capturing emotion look like to you when it's not just like a bench, but people when they're going through failures, and what you're capturing isn't always going to be something so like wholesome. It's like a hard emotional moment. What is that? Do you put that camera down, or are you leaning into that?
I feel like it definitely depends, but for me, I would lean more towards putting the camera down because it's really important. You're stepping into some of these communities, and people are giving so much to you. They're opening their doors, they're coming into you, and then they're leaning into these conversations, being so open, sharing all these different like aspects about them. Like they're telling you their life story, and like, some things are gonna be good, some things are gonna be really bad. And like all they really are asking you in that moment is to like listen. So like, yes, you're there to do a job and like film and make a beautiful product to be able to give it back to them. But there's sometimes you just need to put it down, and it's human. It's another human being in front of you. So it's like sometimes you just need to put it down, talk to them, listen to them, engage. So like, I feel like that's the best way to like really immerse yourself and show them respect. There were a couple instances on the trip in Morocco where, like, yeah, we're pressed for time, we're filming, we're moving up around, and it's like, we really need to get this shot.
Yeah.
But one of our collaborators is like asking us like, you guys aren't hungry? We're sitting at a breakfast table, so you're not hungry? You guys should eat. So it's like, I was like, guys, I think it's better to just, you're not gonna start eating. You know what I'm saying? Because like, you gotta be there, because we're only there a week, like 2 weeks, and we were only there a short amount of time. You know the next time we're gonna see them. So it's like, to be able to just share that moment in time with them, I feel like is pivotal above all else. So you need to just be human and just show that respect. Because I feel like, I don't know, some things didn't sit right with me, because it's like, we're shoving the camera in your face, we're asking you to do all this for us, and it's like, all you're asking for is like they're open to it. Obviously they're open to it. They want you to tell their story and this and the third, but then it's like, you can spare the 5 seconds. You can spare a couple minutes to just to be human in that moment. So that's what I would say.
What more did you learn about yourself through being vulnerable with these people as well?
I feel like I learned a lot more, I would say like compassion, honestly, because in the environments we were in, people were like super warm. I'm a really family oriented person.
Yeah.
Like I put my family above all else. Like anything they ask me to do, if it's possible for me to do it, I'm gonna do it. If it's not possible, I'm gonna find a way to do it. So like some of the things,
man of action, taking over.
If it was a situation where, what was the question again?
When you're showing vulnerability,
right. Gotcha. So like it goes back into like everything they were doing for us. They were just like, they were opening their doors, they were sharing their food. Like if you compliment like a hoodie or something, they'll be like, I'm gonna find a way to get you this. I'm like, please don't do that. You know what I'm saying? They're ready to give the clothes off their back. We were actually James, we were gifted like some like, yes, we were gifted because we saw that they really like this traditional. It's kind of like an over sweater.
I don't even know how to. I was going to wear it for one of these.
I was
literally, it looks like it's
like a robe,
sleeveless,
sleeveless
and it's
robe.
like all the way down,
Yeah,
like it covers you
it's
from
knitted.
Can we edit a picture?
We're gonna throw a photo up in here.
You gotta
Yeah.
throw a robe
Yeah.
Inserting photo right now.
Insert-
yes, thank you,
insert.
Samara. You will see it right now.
Shout out to
Thank you.
Who's
production.
sending it to me?
Okay.
Is it James or Jonathan? Who sent me the photo?
We're gonna both put it on. We're gonna
Yeah.
take this photo and then you're gonna
Put it
insert
like right.
Okay, I love it.
Where we putting it?
Because I'm like, do we have a picture of it? We don't have it.
Right.
in Morocco,
I don't
right?
think so. No. Did you bring it? You have it here?
No, it's in my room.
No, like yeah, you
Oh,
got
yes,
on
on
campus.
campus.
Ah,
Yes,
okay,
yes.
perfect.
No, I
Perfect.
keep it with me.
There you go. There you go. Like, no, that thing was a lifesaver. It keeps you cold. It keeps you warm and all that. But yeah, I found a way to be like more compassionate, honestly. So it's like, it really, the people there, they really made you feel like they were family. So even though you're already a family oriented person, when you seeing that again and like firsthand of like people that you just met and they're treating you like family, like they're smiling, they're hugging you, they're bringing you in, they're ready to have this conversation, even though there was a language barrier, you felt that. You really felt that. So it's like, as family orientated as I am and compassionate as I was, I feel like I was like, wow, I could be doing more. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I could call it, like, even though I'm super busy at school, like also I talk to my mom a little bit less, but I would talk to her all the time. So it's like, I'm super close with her. I'll be like, there'll be moments I'm like, wow, I haven't talked to you in like 2-3 days. I'm like, let me pick up the phone and call you, because it's like being over there. It's like they're just so warm and inviting. And like they keep that really, it was really prevalent, and it showed you how important it was for them. So that's what I think. It's just to show more compassion, show more love, show more, more understanding. And it's just, it really grounded me a lot more. So that's the few things I would say.
Okay. On the same lens, because I want to bring us back a little bit. So,
On the same lens, by the way. That was amazing.
Oh,
I didn't even know.
banger. Okay.
Banger.
So,
Wait, let me ad lib. Go ahead. Say it again. On the
same lens.
banger. All right, go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, we go.
That's so
Oh,
sick.
shit.
That was so stupid.
Go ahead, we lose the question.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm finding it.
Hey, bring it back.
So I'm finding it. So pre-production, you're getting your story together, trying to figure out who your characters are, how it's going to flow. Right. Wrap that. We're now on the trip. What do you do when the story you have in your head is not coming to life the way that you would like? And what do you do to period, Mia?
For that.
And how do you, as a team and as a DP, navigate that?
Right. So it's that's another great question.
Right.
So obviously I could to answer that question, it's like, all right, you did all this work, you did all this research, and you're ready, you feel prepared, you're like, oh, we're gonna cook this, we're gonna shoot this, we're gonna get this shot, we're gonna meet this person, this interview's gonna go for an hour, this, that, and the third. It doesn't matter how prepared you are, there's always Hezzy's law, which is like Murphy's law, but whatever can go wrong will go wrong. Whatever could go wrong went wrong, and we just had to find a way to navigate that, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like you show up to set, and with documentary work especially, it's you could be as prepared as you want, you never know what's gonna happen. You could be walking down the door and you see someone walking down the street and it's like, whoa, we got to go film that. So it's like, it's really thinking quick on your feet, being able to be adaptable. So you got to be ready to adapt and just staying grounded, because I feel like a lot of any issues that we ran into, like, I feel like we did a good job at pivoting, because we were pivoting all the time. I feel like when it doesn't matter how prepared you are, you really need to be able to keep your composure, stay calm. And it was a big group of us, so we had to be able to just pivot. And a lot of the stories that we had and like in mind, things would change because you have all these questions for someone. You want to get this information out of them, but what if they don't want to talk about a few things?
Exactly.
What if they give you like a short answer and it's like you can't build off of it? And what if they give you the complete opposite answer that you weren't thinking about and expecting? So it's just like, okay, how do you take that information and just run with it and change the direction? So like with pre-production, we were originally going to go to a whole different side of Morocco. Oh, wow. We pivoted and went to the south, and we found another story. And everything that went wrong, not because for whatever reason, I feel like it kind of, James said about this, it kind of happened for the best, because if it wasn't for having to pivot and move and plans changing, we would have never found one of our main collaborators, and we wouldn't have this amazing story now that we have. So it kind of worked out for the best, but sometimes you just don't know what you're getting into, and you just got to be able to adapt. And I feel like teamwork is a big thing. You got to be able to just keep your composure, because things, you get frustrated, you're hot, you know, just all these outside factors. But then like at the back of your mind, you just got to think, like, why you're really doing it. You got to go think back to your why. So I mean, why is just like, I just want to create beautiful things. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love the interest in film and photography. So it's like another aspect of it that I didn't touch about is like, I just love capturing beauty. And like, I feel like art imitates life, like imitates art. So, you know, I love like bright, vibrant things. But like some films that like really move you and make you feel a certain type of way, I love it. I just think it's beautiful. So like, my main why is just to move forward with that and stay grounded, and just whatever, any way that I can use my creativity to create amazing things with like great people. Like this class is a perfect example. Everyone has their own story. Everyone's like has their own outlook, their own perspective, and it's just like, it's a great time. So like moving forward in the future, that's kind of what I want to do. I want to be able to use like my main passion now, which is like filmmaking and photography, to create beautiful things and be in a setting where like that lets me be creative. So that's why I do things.
Do you want to stick with like doc work, or do you want to expand outward?
I don't know. I'm going off vibes right now.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
great
Like documentary is great. But like I'm also a fan of narrative work. But like things that really have like give you like a sense of meaning, like a reason why you're watching it. So like I'm a senior. Next semester will be my last semester. So like I started thinking about my senior capstone. I want to do a film without talking about it, spoiling it too much. But like I want to do like a mini documentary, which is funny because you said if I wanted to doc a mini documentary on Black women and how they use their hair, nails, and fashion to
I tell you, a man of action.
How they do how do they
She want to be a part. What you say?
oh, I haven't talked to see, I'm getting a like exactly that's the main thing. It's just how they use all of these things to express themselves and exploring themes of like identity, femininity, and beauty standards. So that's like one of the big things. Yeah,
A Black man filming about Black women.
There you go.
You need a tagline. Beautiful things. Put on a shirt.
I would buy it.
In the works. It's in the works. It's in the works.
Period.
Yeah.
I want to go back a little bit because we never asked you this. What were your hopes and fears coming into the class for this year?
Right. For this year. Okay. So I feel like I had a lot of hopes. I was just like, I really hope that I learned more about myself. I really hope that I grew a little bit more. And I hope that I had a good, it was really naive. I was like, I hope I just have a good time. And my fear, it was really simple. I remember because I missed the class that we did it. So I did it the next morning as he gave it to me. And he handed me an index card and he was like, hopes and fears. I was like, I bet. I was like, my fear is that something will go wrong, and something went wrong. But you pivot, you stay grounded, and you just keep moving. You roll with the punches and just keep moving, honestly.
And I just want to validate you. I too did not come to that. And he gave me that card the next day.
There you go.
So you're so good.
There you go. I appreciate that. I appreciate
You
that.
talking about pivoting adversity. What is that for you? It don't just gotta be about the doc. An example in life. What for you is that like?
Pivoting adversity. So I don't know. I feel like I come from very humble beginnings. So like I said, I was born in the Dominican Republic, and I came here when I was 3 years old. It was like 7, 8 of us in a 1-bedroom apartment for like a few months. And it's like when that's like the environment you like start off with, and then we moved on afterwards. It was like me, my mother, and my sister, because my father passed away. So it was just us. It was always us. We always had each other's backs. I was 3 years old, so I only knew how to speak Spanish. So I was in class learning how to speak English. I'm like, there's like that language barrier, exactly. And you just I feel like it really builds character when you're like, when you're not coming from like wealth, or you don't have all the resources, but you have everything you really need, which I think is important. It's like a loving family, everyone having your back, support. Always had food on the table, like always had, a warm bed to sleep in, always had clothes on my back. So I was grateful and I was super blessed. But then when you look around you and you see all these people that had all these other things, and then they turn out differently. Like they have a different morals and set. It always kind of rubbed me the wrong way. So it's like how do we have two different different upbringings, and you have all these resources, but you still like can't you don't know how to talk to people, and you can't really connect with someone. So like I don't know. I never really understood that to us, or what was the reason behind it. But like granted, everyone has their own different experiences. But like when it comes to adversity, like I feel like I attribute a lot of it to like my upbringing. So like I always had a lot of grit. So like when I get to college and I'm struggling like with my mental health, I always just think back. I'm like I made it this far, so like I can't stop now. So it's like with adversity, it's like there's always gonna be something in your way. So when you can stay grounded and just think back to like your moral compass and your moral code, I feel like you can get through anything. So that's at least for me personally how I would deal with adversity. Is just thinking back to like your upbringing and like your roots and staying grounded and just remembering how far you've came, basically.
Yeah, that's beautiful, bro.
Yeah.
Jonathan, do you think or are there any examples or stories you can think of where your beginnings helped you connect with someone or connect with a community, or on the other side, an example of when you saw the opposite of that, when someone else with maybe a different background or different upbringing was unable to connect with someone in that way?
Mm-hmm. Great question, Autumn. Great question. I would say probably in this trip to Morocco, I feel like we in some of the places we were in the Atlas Mountains. Just these people, it's like unfortunately they don't have all the resources that you really have. But because I was born in the Dominican Republic and I've made trips back when I was like, let's say like 12 or 13 back home, and it's like you bathing with a bucket of water, and it's like it's because there's no running. It definitely adds character, and it really makes you appreciate like everything you have. Like I remember best bath, exactly. Absolutely. It really, I don't know, when you can see yourself in someone else, I feel like that really connects you to what's there going on. So it's like they don't have the access to like running water or like whatever situation, they're wearing the same clothes over and over again. It's like wow, I remember seeing family members exactly like that, and it's like I could put myself in this situation, and it's like, and it's interesting because then I'll think to like, okay, what really makes it different from like if it wasn't for whatever reason my family wanting to come here and having the opportunity to come here, I probably would still be in the Dominican Republic, and there's no guarantee that we would be having all this. Like I could be just like you guys. So it's like not to say like to put myself on a pedestal or anything, but it's just like it really is just one small instance there's really the difference between how you turn out with resources and opportunity. And it kind of makes me sad sometimes because it's like what is so different about me and you that like lets me have all these extra resources and you don't, but we still have we can still connect the same way, and we still like have an amazing conversation, same life story, just very different circumstances, all from one instance. So it kind of makes me sad sometimes. And then I also think with to relate to that, like a different instance would be like opportunities with like going to university and college. Like there's a lot of people back home who just didn't have the opportunity to like go to school and further their education, and it's like they don't have that chance, and their lives are like completely different just because they chose not to do one thing. And it's like, doesn't make me sad, and it's not really to like talk down on like, oh, you need education, this and the third, but it's just like really how one instance can just change it, like trajectory of your life. And it's like, I don't know, it's just something that I always like think about in the back of my head. So
you feel like that empathy is what drew you to film. You said something, you said seeing yourself in somebody else, like that lens of it. You think that's what it is, capturing that story?
I think so. I think so. That's a great way to put it, because if I'm filming we're filming a documentary about, someone's access to clean water, and it's like, I think back to myself, like bathing, like seeing my family members, like having to collect water from the rain because there's not really running water. The water shuts off back home. Electricity shuts off back home. And it's like it really, really puts you into that. It puts you put yourself in those shoes, and it's like, okay, how can I help? And it's like, I have this passion. I can make it, great. I could tell this story to amplify these voices and maybe make a change. And it's just grasping onto that little bit of hope that it's like, if you could do something to maybe do it, if you could do something to maybe help and change in any way possible, it's like, I want to run like full force toward that. So,
but I want to first thank you for sharing everything that you have so far, and I can really see how it's impacted the way that you film. Like I'm connecting everything as you're talking. I'm like, oh, I see. But on this realm that you're in right now, like when we were in Morocco, both times, how do you navigate? Because I know Roblox in this world seems more like, okay, just filming related. But what about those things when like things are starting to hit closer to home? Like, how do you navigate your emotional well-being while still trying to show up for the people that you are working with and making sure it doesn't affect your art too much in a sense?
Yeah, no, definitely. That's great. I feel like that also, it's like another way of looking at like not seeing yourself in it, but certain characteristics someone would have that really like would hit home close to you. So like our other collaborator, Fadma, like we shared, like I see her and I'm just like, I think of my grandmother. And it's like my grandmother is, you know what I'm saying? She's an amazing person. She's like steadfast. She's funny. It's like, she's just amazing. And it's like, I really try to stay positive because if I try to like get too emotional, as you said, it would affect like the job we're doing, the things we're doing there. But on the same note, it's like, you got to find a balance because you can't get too emotional because then it'll bring you down. Yeah. But if you're just doing it, you can't just cut off all emotion because then it's like your heart's not in it. So it's like, because every day I'm showing up, and Fadma's reminded me of my grandmother, like I'm doing anything in the world to protect my grandmother and like help her out in any way that I can. And I just met our amazing collaborator. So it's like, if I'm treating her I'm holding her in the same light and respect and regards as my grandmother. So it's like, how would I want someone to like go about helping out my grandmother? I'd be like, I'd want them to try their best because like she's an amazing person. So it's like, I'm gonna help out my collaborator as much as I can. So it's like, I'm gonna do my best, like film. If it comes to film in regards, I'm a film. I'll stay in this lab for like 2, 3, 4, 5 in the morning. Like if I have to, like it doesn't matter. I'll do what it takes in order to like do them justice. So that's what I would say. It's like, you really just gotta find that balance of like making sure your heart's in it, but not letting it weigh you down too much where it like really affects your well-being. So
can you touch on that piece of editing and the amount of hours you spend in here? Like really, the technicalities of it, but I respect it.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
Touch on that. Can you let them know how that is?
Yeah. So editing is a beast. We have like terabytes, so hours and hours of footage. And thankfully we had our amazing crew. Everyone helped out to get it organized, but still when it comes to actually putting it into editing software, Adobe Premiere, and just making different cuts and edits, it's time consuming. It's tedious. And then sometimes you'll burn out. That's why you got to take a break. That's why our group, we have an editing schedule. So like we'll put in a few hours, next person will come and put a few hours, we just rotate to make sure we're not burnt out. But when it comes to like putting everything in the timeline, sometimes you'll spend a couple hours on an edit and then you play it back and you're like, all right, this is cool. It looks nice, but it's like, it doesn't make sense. And then it's like, you're back to square one. So like, that's why it's really important to like you got to always take a step back. So like put it all together, look at it, get feedback. That's a super important part. Like we have our amazing writing team. They're going to always give us great feedback. Sometimes it's like a little too harsh, but you need it. It's sometimes a little bit too, it's very honest, but we really need that honesty. Like Kara, shout out Kara. She's always going to give us that. She's always going to give us that super honest feedback. She's like, I don't like that. You should take it out. And it's like, you know what? I don't like that either. You know what I'm saying? It's like, exactly. It's like, it's not what you want to hear sometimes, but it's what you need to hear to be able to get to that end goal. But like, yeah, it is super tedious. But like, you just got to think back. It's like, okay, this is time consuming and tedious, but like, you got to get it done. You know what I'm saying? You got to get it done, and not to overlook the process, but like, or just looking at the product, but you need to always think back to your why and why you're doing it. And then you just see, I see our amazing collaborators on our timeline, and it's like, you think it brings me right back to being on the mountain, being back in the city with them. And it's like, all right, I got to keep going. Of course I'm gonna keep going. So, yeah.
So my question for you now is like, how far you've come in the class this year. How do you compare and contrast it with last year's trip?
With last year's trip, so I wasn't on the trip, but still being a part of the class, I feel like I put in a lot. I put in a lot because I really wanted to be involved and get my hands dirty and do this. And like I feel like I did a lot. But like now this year, being in a more involved role and still wanting to like help out, like being a part, like I was a guest today, but I'm helping set up cameras today because I was like, I'm like, I cannot not help out. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's just in me. So I feel like I want to say my mindset has been the same, and it's just I feel like it's just been like more on my plate now, which I'm like super grateful and thankful to be able to say like, yeah, I have a lot of things going on, like, and that I'm able to do. Like it's like a really good busy. So I feel like it'd be pretty similar. It's just a little bit more on my plate this time around, but the drive and the motivation is still the same. And I feel like even more so now, like being on the trip. Like before, I was super, it was important. They were looking at me like they wanted to get my perspective, like because I wasn't there. So like I'm really useful and valuable, like to give perspective on like the writing team, like not being there and how it looks with a fresh set of eyes. But like now being there, it's like I feel like I'm on the other side of it. So I feel like it's just really great and amazing and rewarding. So
what for you when you look and you're like watching the work that you're making, like does it take you back and you're like, wow, I'm really here right now? Or you're looking back to that kid in you, like what is that for you?
I feel like it comes back to like middle school me, and I was just like dang, I can't wait to like play with all these cool cameras and get these cool shots. And then it's like when I'm looking over here post production, like on the timeline, and it's like I'm looking at stuff, and it's like it brings me literally back to being in Morocco, like holding these cameras, and it's like I don't think of like the bad or like anything like, oh, how tired I was. I'm just like, wow, this is like I was really there, because there was a lot of times on the trip. Like we're on top of a mountain and we're like seeing the whole city. We're seeing a whole mountain range. There's snow on the top of the mountain. I'm like, yo, I'm really in Morocco. I like, it was over October. Like it was on my birthday. I turned 24 over in Morocco, and I was like, well, this is great. Everyone, I went through like some balloons. It was a cool little celebration. But I was like,
Samara remembers.
it's like, yeah, little dog birthday. It was just like, it just incredibly like, I felt like super blessed and like privileged to be able to say like, wow, I was in a whole different country, like celebrating my birthday. And like even more so that I'm like, wow, I'm really doing something like to give back and to actually be productive. So it's like the whole trip, I wasn't even thinking about it. So it was like, wow. It was just like, I was really here. I was like, a lot of times it was like, yo, we are here. We are out in Morocco. It was crazy.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah.
For you, do you have anything in closing that you want to leave us with, or anything in terms of class? You
honestly just stay grounded.
Yeah.
Honestly, stay grounded. Like use your talents to the best of your ability. Just keep working hard and just keep making it. In the words of Hezzy, keep making it happen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Keep making it happen.
making it happen.
What would you want to tell people coming into the doc class next year?
Just remember your why. Remember why you're actually doing this. Just keep an open mind and just remember that, like, just remember your purpose, honestly. Yeah, that's what I would say.
Period. We needed that. Okay, go ahead. Do what you need.
Okay, now I'm good.
Yes.
Okay, to you, the audience, when we look at Jonathan's story, it doesn't have to be a camera. What does it mean to you to be empathetic and putting down that maybe facade and showing grace to others? And that's what I want to leave you with. He's showing that with us. Thank you for your humility.
Thank you
for keeping us grounded.
Thank you.
Next time on The Lab, we'll see you later. Thank you for joining us.